I'm going to try to narrate these pictures just for something different other than music. If you want to know what MGRK is, it's Mark, Jenny, Randy, and Karen. If I happen to put this on YouTube, it's a lot easier. Just type that in and find it that way. This picture here was the very first picture that we took. We landed, went to the hotel, and walked to the beach from the hotel. And this just happened to be first picture I took. And honestly, I don't know if I like any picture any better than this. It was just a great picture. I'm just going to narrate through all this, through all these right now. This is from Polly Lookout. It's a beautiful lookout, usually windy, 20, 30, 40 miles an hour winds, and you can see, I think they say like 20% of the island. If you see that little tiny island to the left side of the picture, that's actually the island that they used on Gilligan's Island when they do the trailer, when they first play the music. And I'm not going to try to sing it or anything, but that's actually the island that they used for that. It's not the one for the entire show, but just for when they intro into it. This is just another view from Polly, looking down on Polly Road. This one, as you can see, I'm going to go back and forth. I really don't have these in any kind of order. This is just a real pretty view of Waimea Bay up on the North Shore. I found this place, this cliff, and it kind of looks down over Waimea, which I think is one of the top two or three most beautiful bays on the island. And I found this picture, and this place, and it's really, really pretty. This is Hanauma Bay. It's an amazing place to snorkel. It's just, you can go 10 foot out and start seeing fish. Never have to get over head high to see just hundreds and hundreds of different kinds of fish. It's really amazing. It's an old volcano from thousands and thousands of years ago, and the edge of it, you can't really see it in this, but the edge of it broke loose, and then it just filled with water. It's just amazing. Once again, this is just in Hanauma Bay. Hanauma Bay again. This is just, you're driving actually just past Hanauma Bay. It's on the southeast corner of the island. It's on Route 72. It's just an amazing drive for about, I don't know, 4 or 5 miles. You go past Hanauma Bay, and this particular place here you can pull off, and this is to the right. And I think I've got a picture of the blowhole coming up, but this is all in the same parking lot. You can see this, you can see the blowhole, and then if you look to the left, it'll be a Sandy Beach, which is another really, it's just amazing place. It's one thing about Hawaii. I mean, you can stay in one place and turn 2 or 3 different directions and get great pictures each way. Once again, you can see the 72. You can actually see the road running along the highway there. I mean, along the ocean there. Once again, just Route 72. This is the outer edge of little teeny tiny bay, and it's I can't think of the actual name of it, but it's the bay where they did From Here to Eternity. And this is the actual beach where they had the little make-out session on From Here to Eternity. Still From Here to Eternity Beach. It's beautiful water. Same beach, Here to Eternity. And this is what I was talking about the other way. You can, to the right was From Here to Eternity Beach, and to the left was this is the beach is called Sandy Beach. And straight ahead in that same place is it's the blowhole. It's not working real well, but you can see it kind of coming up a little bit. This is Route 72 again. You're finally starting to get on the eastern side of the island, but you come around the corner and you see these islands, and it's, as you can see, the one's real, you can't really tell it, but it's kind of a real light color, and if the sun's shining off of it, it just pops out at you. And the big islands, Johnson Island, and the little islands, Rabbit Island. Once again, it just shows you, you can kind of see the road up there. That's where you come around the corner and see this too. But once again, this is the same parking spot where parking lot where you can see Johnson Island and Rabbit Island. Then you turn a little bit to the right, and here's this beautiful bay. I'm not sure the name of it, but the water there is always that gorgeous color. It's a different color than any place else on the island. This one's up on the Waianae side, close to Kaina Point. Just big waves that day. Later on I'll show you some pictures how calm it was, but there was some like 15, 18 footers that day, and they were really crashing. So I got a few good pictures of that coming up. Once again, just a nice big wave at Canaan Point. This is waves crashing into the rocks there, or to the reef at Canaan Point. Once again, this is the same thing. It was just cool. You couldn't see anything from the waves crashing. Same place basically. This is almost all these pictures were taken within probably maybe 100 yards of each other. Same thing, Canaan Point, big waves. Same thing. This picture always just, I love this picture. I don't know why, all the contrast. I guess this a little bit of, I guess they're basically weeds, but the waves in the background and the reef and stuff, just gorgeous. Here's a huge wave at Waimea Bay again. This is the one that before he was looking down on it from the cliffs, and this is up on the North Shore. This is a famous, not a great picture of it, but this is a famous bonsai pipeline. There's actually a different name for it, but this is one where a lot of the surfers go to, and it can't really tell it, but it forms a tube, and they can almost disappear in those tubes and then pop back out. This is Waimea Bay again, just a huge wave. It's probably a 12, 14 foot wave. This is Waimea again. Once again, Waimea Bay. You can see how turbulent it is, how wide it is. They weren't even letting people out in the water that day. It was so turbulent. And that little building in the background, I was always told it was, at one day, it was like a sacrificial type thing where they actually sacrificed goats and that kind of stuff back. I don't know how far back, but a long time ago, obviously. This one you can't see them real well, but it's like 3 or 4 waves. 3 or 4, I'll say it, whales here. There's 3 or 4 whales. Just a nice picture of waves up on the North Shore. Alright, now this is back to the Waianae side. It's like 2 days later, Karen had gotten sick, so she didn't get to go the first time. And the waves are huge the first time, and now this time you can see it was just really, really calm. Beautiful, but looked totally different. This is from, there's actually an entrance into Diamond Head. I know a lot of people don't know it, but you can actually drive into Diamond Head. There's actually some buildings and all that stuff in here, but this is right before you go into the entrance in the Diamond Head. I think this is, I don't know if it's Kaneohe Bay or not. Probably not. Kaneohe is probably the next one over, but I'm not sure what bay this is. It was just a really pretty picture. And this is, like I say, the other way. This is actually going into Diamond Head. This is a picture from a pier down at Waikiki. Once again, you'll see here in a second, I think the next picture from the same pier, you're looking at Waikiki and just Honolulu. And the next picture from that same pier, just a different direction, you'll see a nice picture of Diamond Head. This is the other direction, the picture of Diamond Head from that same pier. And it's still the same pier. This is Randy and Karen. We decided we loved Polly so much. This might have been like the last day we was there. We decided to go up to Polly, and we went back to a few places we really wanted to see one last time. This one's kind of different. It was a when I was stationed there in the 70s, I lived up on the North Shore, and I was at Schofield Barracks, and this is the way I went home. But it was such an amazing, you can't really tell it there, but when you came up over the hill here, on a real clear day, it was so hard to tell at the top of the picture. It's kind of that way, but it was hard to tell where the ocean stopped and the sky began. It was just amazed me. I mean, I did that for 2 years, and it just amazed me every time I went up there. This is pretty close to where I lived in the 70s. It's up on the it's up close to Dillingham Air Force Base. It's up on the northwest corner of the island. It's just a real pretty place. Once again, we're back to the, sorry they're all scrambled, but once again we're back to the overview of off that cliff of Waimea Bay. And this is the same cliff, just a different view. It's just the I guess the east corner of Waimea. This is Ginny up on the North Shore. I think this was like the first full day. We just took off, went up to the North Shore. Normally I don't know how most people are, but I try to get away from almost all the hotels are obviously at in Waikiki or Honolulu, but usually the first thing we try to do is just get out of town, and a lot of the beautiful beaches and stuff is up on the North Shore. It's Randy and Karen's pretty much the same place that Jenny was just on, up on the North Shore. This is Sunset Beach, I believe. It's up on the North Shore. Just a real pretty beach. And you can see the wave in the background. It's a really nice size wave, 10 or 12 footer. It's, you can see if you can see just in the middle of the picture to the left is some warnings, once again telling you not to get in the water because of the undertow and the big waves and stuff. Once again, this is just Sunset Beach. It's a beautiful long beach, and once again, the waves are pretty big. We'd actually gone in March, so any time from about September, October on, the waves start getting bigger, and you got to be pretty cautious, especially up on the North Shore. Not so much on the rest of the island. Once again, this is the Waianae side up Kena Point. Once again, just showing how calm it was here, and that this is the same place where all the big waves are crashing earlier. Once again, this is Kena Point. Sorry. This is Jenny and Karen up on the same place, really, just a different angle up at Kena Point. Back to Randy and Karen again up at Polly, I think, probably the last day we was there. These are trees that this one was just off Waikiki. Very unique trees. You can see the things hanging down. They actually have to keep trimming those because they'll actually get down to the ground and actually burrow in. So that tree, you could see how wide they would just get bigger and bigger and bigger. So they're very, very gorgeous trees and very unique trees. Same thing. It's the same kind of tree. You can see the roots falling down. Just you can see the roots a little better. And this is the last picture I've got on this group of pictures. That's actually the hotel we stayed in. It was called Aqua Palms. It was a nice little hotel, probably a mile and a half from Waikiki, and it was just a real nice little place.